What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have a super fun video for you guys today. We're gonna be putting some pizzazz in Panzer, as I like to say. I've been waiting all day to start this video because I was waiting for UPS to drop off our fresh batch of July 4th Panzer tees, actually our first launch for Panzerbuilt, which I'll be explaining somewhere in this video, so stay tuned. But I wanna get right to work on getting our LowGlow kit in and our LitLogos kit in, and that way we can light up the roads with our boy Panzer. Well, we're actually gonna talk about Panzerbuilt right now because if you're watching this video, it means that the site is now live and things are already probably starting to sell out. Let's do a quick run through of everything dropping on the site and then we'll get back to the video. So we have the Panzer 4th of July edition tees, and then on the back it's just the Panzer dog logo. We have them in sizes small through XXL, and then we also have a few air fresheners. I've had these laying around for a while. We got Panzer on the front and Panzer on the back with little Panzer text there on the side. And then lastly, we have these two prints. They are numbered out of 15 and signed. So 15 of each. Once they're gone, they are gone for good. So head over to panzerbuilt.com before everything sells out. Get yourself something cool. And yeah, really appreciate the support. Let's get back to the video. So over on our table over here, I have everything laid out. We got our LowGlow kit. So we got our front, our side, and our rear strips. All of our wiring. The controllers, zip ties, you know, everything we're gonna need for the LowGlow kit. And then coming over this side, I know our table's a little stained, it's seen better days, but we have our lit logo here. If you guys don't know what this is, this badge will go in the front grill and it lights up. It's pretty freaking sick. So shout out to LowGlow and LitLogos for sending these over. Let's start with our LitLogos kit. I think this is gonna be a little bit quicker to install, but first thing we gotta do is pull off our front bumper. And that way we have access to behind the grill where this is gonna sit, probably somewhere in this area. We may have to cut a little hole on the mesh to get the wire through, but yeah, and then we'll run it up, tuck it all nice, and find a power source to hook to. Alright, so now we got the bumper off. We need to figure out where we want to put this logo. I think it's definitely going to go somewhere in this area. So I'm just going to mock this up where I think I want it. And then we'll just have to cut one of these little squares out in the mesh. That way we can fit this little wire through, and then we can plug it in the backside. So now we got that guy on there, level with the ground, towards the bottom right of the grill. I think from the top of the car, it's gonna look pretty sick. So we can pull this little cover off here now. There we go. Yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty good. So now moving on to the wiring, don't mind the fighter jet above me right now. We got the control module, and then a nice long power and ground that we can run to any 12-volt power. So they do provide a little 5-amp fuse just in case there's a surge or something. So now coming over the car, what I was thinking is mounting the control module somewhere in here under the fender, and then we can run our power and ground through the fender, through the little grommet behind the door, and then we can tap into the fuse box down here. And that way when we turn the power onto the car, then we have power to our logo. And I think that'll work out just fine. We're not gonna have the logo on and draining power while the car is off. So once again, it's like 150 degrees in this garage, but let's get this wire ran and then we can get our bumper back on, see how this thing works. I'm probably gonna run the wires the same way for power for the Underglow as I did with the logo. So I'm gonna leave everything as is for now. I'll clean everything up once we get everything ran. But we can get the front bumper on, test out the logo, make sure it works, and then we can move on to the LowGlow kit. So as you can see, we have power to the logo. Now, I'm not sure how well this camera's gonna pick up the colors. Let me see if I can mess with the settings a little bit. All right, there we go. I kind of got the settings kind of right now. So you can see it changing colors. So with the app, we can control the color of it. So now it's just a solid white. For whatever reason, the blue is actually red and vice versa. But yeah, there's red. And then if we change it to the actual red, now it's blue. So those two are backwards, but everything else, so the green is green. You can't really tell because my camera isn't picking it up, but it's pretty green. Like this thing's pretty badass. Yellow. All right, that's not yellow. That's pink. Okay, so the pink is right. The teal is more of a green or greenish yellow. The white is right. I kind of like the white. I dig the white with the headlights. We can make it more white too. So the lit logo works. We can now move on to the LowGlow. Now I might switch the lit logo to another fuse where it turns on when the key is in the ignition. This I have to have the ignition on. And when I have the ignition on, it makes like a whole lot of noise in the bay with all the electronics starting to work and feed fuel and all that kind of stuff. So I might switch that out. And that way when we're at shows, I can just put the key in the ignition and we can have our lights glowing essentially without killing the battery. So all we're doing right now is just testing to make sure all these LED strips work before we get them on the car. So this is the first one we're testing. This is the back, and obviously it all works. So we can pull this one off. We'll test the two sides, the front, and then we can work on getting these all over the car and wiring it. So as you just saw, all of our LEDs work. So now I'm just gonna move on to figuring out how I wanna wire all this within the bay, where I wanna mount the controller, how I wanna run the wires towards the back of the car, all that kind of stuff. So first off, all I notice is essentially these are supposed to just hook up to the battery, which I'm sure it'd be fine. I actually just got off the phone with my buddy Remy, who runs the LowGlow kit, and he says that he ran it off the battery, never really drained power, all was good. But being that it has this little interior remote here, this red light never goes out as long as it's connected to power. So I think what I'm gonna do is run the power wire, kind of the same thing we did with the logo, into a fuse. And that way, when we put the key in the ignition, that's when that red light will come on. So it's not drawing power 24/7, especially when I leave the car for long periods of time. I don't want it to be draining the battery slowly. Even though that little light isn't gonna do much, it definitely does something, and we're gonna eliminate that. All right, jumping ahead a little bit, I know I haven't shown much, but I took the front bumper off. We got our first strip on the front bumper. It actually seals on there quite nice. I was a little worried because the lip is pretty scuffed up that it wouldn't adhere, but yeah, I mean, it adheres pretty freaking perfect. So you can see we kind of got it lined up there right in the middle of the bumper. So then we'll do the other one on that side. Now they are directional, so the lights kind of go to the back of the car when they're on that pattern cycle. So make sure that you have your arrows pointing the right way. Now, as far as the wiring, I did pretty much organize that as well. So we have our little control module box is gonna sit back there, and we have the relay bolted down on top of our battery. And then I just ran the wire to the first underglow section, just tied it in with all these, runs down behind the intercooler, and it's gonna come out down here, and we'll get that all tied up nice. And then the switch to go in the car, ran it through the fender, through that grommet, and now it is down there by your feet. And you're gonna have the little button switch kinda on the kick panel down there. So let's get the last strip on the front bumper, then we can get that back installed, and then we just gotta do the sides and the rear, and then all the wires to connect them in between. So a lot of work to be done in a little amount of time. I have to work tomorrow in the morning, so I'm trying to knock this out real quick. Let's get to work and get this done.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything.
Well, there we go. The front is 100% hooked up. Right now it's just in the original turn on mode. Obviously we can set that to whatever we want. But yeah, cool to see that that works. Now we gotta do the entire rest of the car. Even with the lights on in here, you can still see that clear as day. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty bright kit. I'm just gonna go ahead and bang out the rest of the car, and then hopefully I can get to bed by like midnight tonight. Be up by 5 to go to work. All right, finished product. Well, not completely. Obviously we still have some finishing up to do tomorrow. All I gotta do is route the connecting wires through the car, but all the strips are on. You can see the back was a little bit difficult, so you can kind of see them there. I'm not sure how long they're gonna last with the exhaust, but if I start seeing anything sus, I'm just gonna pull them off. Full walk around. So these things have a bunch of different modes that we can use, like literally 200 plus modes, whatever color. If you want to do alternating colors, solid colors, you can do whatever you want. Not a bad look, I like it. I'm not sure how much you guys can hear when I have the car running, but like I was saying, got pretty much everything wrapped up. Just gotta get the connecting wires kind of routed where I need them, and then a little bit of buttoning up to do under the hood and also in the car. Just little stuff. All the wiring's pretty much ran for the most part, and obviously all the strips are on, our logo's on, and I'm ready for bed. So we'll pick up this video tomorrow, and then we're gonna go out and shoot some rollers around like 7, 8, right around sunset time. So should be fun. Alrighty boys, not gonna lie to y'all, we went out and shot rollers last night, and I totally forgot to shoot any horizontal for YouTube. We only shot vertical for Instagram, so yeah, apologies. But we're out here now doing a little shoot for the launch today. Once again, if you're watching this video, the drop is live and it's probably gonna be sold out pretty soon. So get over to panzerbuilt.com and get yourself some shirts. But this is the final product and we're gonna go rip the streets. Alrighty guys, it's getting pretty late. I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for all the support. I got a lot of work to do to get ready for, well, today as you're watching this video. So yeah, thank you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, peace out, see y'all later. Damn.